look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to be talking to you about right now in this reaction video, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that statistics doesn't matter. I know they're going to rub somebody the wrong way. It don't matter. Statistics don't matter. And I'm going to explain what I mean momentarily. Having fun. I problem with this mic. Hold on. I'll fix it later. Hold on. Let's get to it. I'm going to the reaction video right now. Give me a second. Better put it on the screen. There it is.
Losing interest in men.
I'm the only one that feel this way to my women. It's just like I am losing interest in men day by day. Like, I don't even look at men the same, especially black men. Once upon a time, when you would see a decent looking man and it's like it would just spark your interest. It's just like the interest is just not there anymore. A lot of women speaking out about dating, and they're saying that the dating pool is horrible, that, you know, they out here and the men just don't have nothing to offer.
Okay, let's get to this right now. There's a certain subculture of men that she's describing. The sad part is when women speak the way she do is very toxic and very poisonous because it would make people believe that all men fall into the category of men that she's describing. Now, in this reaction video, I will be providing statistical data at the end of this particular clip. And I want to explain to you and show you how statistics doesn't matter. It don't matter. It only matters to a certain group of people, and that's the men. It matters to us because we use statistics to debunk misinformation. We use statistics to basically say we're right and you're wrong. We use statistics to point out that they are wrong about a certain thing, and we should continue to use statistics. I'm not against that. I use it every now and then in my videos as well. But what I want to say to you is the other group who don't give a damn about your statistics are the women. You know how foolish you got to be to sit up here and say women are emotional creatures and then turn around and try to reason with an emotional creature with logic, with numbers, percentages, and statistics. Now, like I say, I'm not condemning it. I'm not saying to stop. I will continue to use it. But I want you to understand, a lot of times, from what I've been seeing, a lot of people are using statistics as if it's going to change these women's mind, okay? On my show, I've had a woman come on my live stream before who said she couldn't stand my guts in the beginning. And then she said, after listening to you, I agree with everything you said. You know why? Because I know how to speak to a woman and make her become emotionally involved with the topic that I'm discussing. When you throw numbers at an individual, numbers have no soul. It has no ability to connect. All it is logic. So they won't change. No one really changes on logic a lot of times. But people will change on experiences. People will change based on emotional stimulation. They will change on emotional situations. That's what brings change in a lot of people, okay? So the numbers are good when it comes to the gentleman proving what people are saying about us are wrong. But when you look at it, when you boil it down, when the smoke clears, it's basically a bunch of people saying some shit like, you're wrong, we're right. We're right, you're wrong. And this is the proof to show that we're right and you're wrong. You get what I'm saying? So there's no connection there. And nobody likes to be told when they're wrong. Let's just be real. Now, I've had women, if you watch my comments on a lot of my videos, there'll be women who will pop up and say, oh my God, I want to lose weight. Oh my God, I've lost weight, but I still got this sagging skin. What do I do? You know why they're asking me those questions? Not because of numbers that I put out there, not because of the statistics that I put out there, but I made her feel a certain way about herself because I understand women, female nature. And like I tell you, everything is about the pimp game. If you don't think you're in the pimp game, then you are already being pimped. I'm gonna tell you that right now. A pimp don't concern himself with the numbers. A pimp concerns himself about making that woman develop an opinion about him. Like I tell you all the time, if you want to run game, you got to form the opinion of you in her mind. You have to shape the opinion she has of you. A pimp works on that, works on the mind. The numbers for a pimp only comes into play when it comes to how much he's charging, how much she's making. That's when the numbers come. But before the numbers, before the dollar amount, it's all in the mind. Pimps are the greatest psychologists you will ever meet in life. And I was an ex-pimp, like I said before. And I had made a private video for members only. You can go through there, and I showed you who I was. Okay? Now, again, statistics are cool, but if that's all you can do is statistic this, statistic that, statistic this, statistic that, then you are a one-trick pony. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's not knocking anybody. I just want to encourage people to understand female nature. Understand female nature does not work with numbers. If we want to see a change in the black community, we have to learn how to communicate. And not just communicate the way we prefer to communicate, but communicate in a way that we can develop common ground to come together. Now, do I think this is going to happen anytime soon? No. But what I'm saying is, be well-rounded and do not be a one-trick pony. You understand? Let's keep going.
And what I'm seeing is you got more men out here now that's looking for help and that want a woman to support them in financially. You got more men out here that's needy than you do women. It's almost like as time go on, the women are becoming more independent. They're getting their stuff together more and more and more, and the men are becoming more dependent. And when I tell you that has just lowered my interest so bad, it has lowered my interest so bad to where, like, when I'm out now and men approach me, it's like I just don't have the interest to respond. I don't even have the interest to really just see them or to pay attention to them. Like, that's what my interest level is with men. It's almost like I don't even much see them. People press me about marriage. Folks press me about dating. Like, y'all don't know how hard it is out here to meet somebody that's equally yoked to you, that can give you everything you need. Not everything you want, but everything you need. Like, y'all press folks about marriage and dating and relationships like it's just so easy to meet your mate out here, and it's not. It's really not, honey. The men ain't men no more. The men are not providing and protecting anymore. And women are just losing interest more and more every day. And we are becoming the providers ourselves. And
All right, again, man, this woman is talking about a certain subculture of men. The men are not men. All right, so what I'm going to do is use statistical data. Like I said, I will still use it, but I want you to understand how strong it is, what are the strengths and the weaknesses of using it, okay? I know people going to be disagreeing, and that's fine. I don't mind you disagreeing with me, but I want you to consider what I've said. So look, let me go ahead and put this on there. 1 second, y'all. I'm going to put some statistical data so I can do exactly what I said we use this for, to prove them wrong and say that we're right. Hold on, y'all. There it is. Now, she said men are not men. Excuse me. That men ain't worth anything. They are trifling. Now, according to the American Enterprise Institute, it says the share of black men who have made it to the middle class or higher as adults stands at 57%. So that means, y'all, that over half of all black men in America are actually in the middle or upper class or beyond. Okay? Let's keep going. It says that is more than 1 in 2 black men. This is up from 38% in 1960, according to a new analysis of census data. At the same time, the share of black men who are poor has fallen from 41% in 1960 to 18% in 2016. So we've been making improvements for years, okay? Now remember, she just told you that we're in need and we want people to help us. We ain't looking for love, we're looking for help and stuff. That's the certain percentage of men that she's fooling with. She's not fooling with other men of value and who have great character, okay? That's why I said that women like her are very dangerous in the black community because they spread lies. Just keep going. One second, I got another one for you. Now, according to the CDC, 40% of non-Hispanic black men have ever fathered a child. This is similar to the percentage of non-Hispanic white men, which is 43.9%, and Hispanic men, which is 50.1%. So over half of black men have not fathered a child. So when you keep saying things like everybody's a baby daddy, everybody just won't help, you're lying. And the numbers, like I said, I'm using it like I told you before, y'all. It's these statistics. Even Kevin Samuel said, we're not going to win a gender war. I'm paraphrasing, gender war based on numbers. We're not. These numbers only prove them wrong. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever met a woman, especially a black woman, who enjoyed the fact that you proved her wrong? It's not connecting. It's not computing. There's a small percentage of women who will appreciate statistics. The majority of them don't. That's why when we spit our statistics, it brings about hardly any change in women or the community. People, we've been talking about statistics, I don't know how long. Have you seen any major improvements in our community when it comes to us dealing with each other? Now, again, I'm not knocking people who use a whole lot of shitload of statistics. By all means, keep doing it. Don't take it that way. But what I'm saying is, have a little bit more common sense and understand that you have to do other shit other than that if you're really trying to connect with people. Hold on, right quick. I got some more. All right, listen to this. We're gonna get back to now we're gonna focus on the women part. So I had to take up with the men. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the majority of black fathers live with their children, with 2.5 million doing so compared to 1.7 million who don't. So not only over half of black men are childless, and over half of black men are in the middle class or upper middle class and beyond, they are also the most involved with their children. The majority of black men, according to this, live with their children. About 2.5 million black men in their families, compared to 1.7 million that don't. Okay? So all that worthless black men ain't good at fathers, that's a lie too. Now, let's get to the women part. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 66.7% of black women are single, compared to 44.3% of white women and 60.6% of black men. This includes women who are widowed, divorced, or never married. Okay? Most women are single. Now, let's not forget, black women are the least married and the most divorced. People are not choosing you. Men want to really marry, most men want to marry within their own racial demographic, but men do not want to choose today's modernized black woman. So the way she was describing her situation, she gonna fall in that 66.7%, probably because of her attitude, with a bun on her head. No telling why men ain't choosing her, or ain't no telling why certain men are coming to her and she rejecting them. Let's keep going. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 69% of African American children are raised in single parent homes that are largely ran by black women. All those youngsters, all those men that are approaching her, the Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook, the men that she probably can't stand, the men that she think is trifling, everything she just described, more than likely was raised by a woman, a black woman at that. Someone who looks just like her and thinks just like her. Again, you have often heard her say in the manosphere that you are raising the men that you despise. Hold on. Now, according to statistics, in 2022, there were about 4.115 million black families with a single mother in the United States, which is an increase from 1990, when there were about 3.4 million black families with a single mother. The more you women practice this feminist movement, the more you are destroying the black community. According to government statistics, 72% of black babies are born to unmarried mothers, which is higher to unmarried black mothers, which is higher than the rates for other groups. Asians, 17%, whites, 29%, Hispanics, 53%, Native Americans, 66%. We are leading in every worst thing. In every worst thing. You dig what I'm saying? So again, statistics don't matter. It don't matter to these women. It matters to the men. That's why we keep bringing it up like I just did right then to try to debunk that stuff. Now, you got to be smarter than a hat rack. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you are not understanding that numbers are not influencing women, there's something wrong with you. It's just something wrong with you. I think even the scripture said like, and I'm not trying to be religious, but it said like, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I spoke like a child, but when I grew up and became a man, I put away childish things. It is a childish belief to believe that numbers has grown to greatly change people. Okay? This is another way of defending ourselves. When we use a lot of statistics, depending on the motive and the intention, of course, all right, a lot of time we use numbers as a way of being defensive. We're saying things like, that men are dogs, men are giving people STDs, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. So we go look for the numbers to defend ourselves. Whatever they're attacking us with, we use the numbers and no, you're wrong. What it is, you're going back and forth with women. It's kind of like a feminine energy. You know, even though you might be masculine in different ways, but it's kind of feminine. Whenever you argue with bitches, man, it just is a feminine thing. I'm not saying bring a person on based on principle that you want to defend something. I'm not saying that at all. But when you're going back and forth, I don't argue with women. I don't know why men do that, but I don't argue with women, man. To me, I'm going to say something that I don't like to say a whole lot, but I'm going to say it. I was taught this. Only bitch niggas argue with bitch niggas, and only bitch niggas argue with bitches. And that was told a long time ago, and I believe that. I don't got time to do that shit. You hear me? So, like, again, maybe a one-trick pony. Maybe that's all you can do is count up shit because you ain't got enough personality to think about anything else. I don't know. All right? But we got to focus on the shameful behavior of our women and make them feel something in order for them to want to change. Numbers don't do that shit. Numbers don't care about, it don't matter. When you trying to go on a diet, for most people, there's some people who are not like this, but the majority of people who want to diet are just people who say, I need to lose weight, and they keep eating. If you go buy some food like some damn cereal or whatever it is, there's calories written all over it telling you what's wrong with this shit. This how many calories, this how many trans fats and shit like that. And you might know you need to lose some weight. When you look at the numbers on the back of that box, that carton or that bag, does that persuade you not to eat it? Or do you say, fuck it, I don't give a shit, it's there, and eat it anyway? That's the thing. You have to understand logic has its place, emotion has its place, IQ has its place, emotional intelligence has its place. And you have to be more than a one-trick pony and understand how to move back and forth. You can't just be one way, because if you're one way, you're only going to appeal to one group of people. You can't be a liaison or a bridge from this to that, this. Now, like I said before, I'm not trying to change nobody. I just put information out there with the hopes that people will change. I don't care. I'm going to tell you why. Because I tell the men all the time, only work with people who want to work with you. Don't waste your time on a woman who is not on your program, who's giving you hell. Don't try to fix her. Don't try to develop her. Only work with that woman who wants to work with you. Your life would be so much easier. You get me? Well, anyway, that's just my personal opinion, my humble opinion. I know somebody ain't gonna like it, but who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed this show. You know what I mean? Let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna get some pushback on this. But hey, I welcome all disagreements. Just be respectful. There's nothing wrong. Like my dad used to tell me, there's no such thing as two people who always think the same or agree on everything. So we can be adults about disagreements. You know, I had no problem with that whatsoever. And this ain't knocking nobody. I just want to throw that out there because I think we have exalted and elevated statistics to a point where it's like it's the fix all. It don't fix shit. It helps men. Men can look at the numbers and understand, okay, we might need to change this. Women look at the same number, we look at it and be like, the numbers must be wrong. How do we know that's real numbers? Where you get the source at? You know that shit, because they're emotional, unreasonable. Now tell me if I'm wrong when I say what I'm saying. Don't be a one-trick pony, I guess that's what it said. All right. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Y'all be safe now. You hear?